The church had been vacant for several years, and our district superintendent said he was going to tear it down. And that was really bothering me. I didn't want it. I wanted to preserve it. And I called the realtor one day just to talk about it, and before I knew what had happened, I had bought it. Although my husband and I had discussed that we would buy it, you know. You know, you can tell him you bought a chair, but tell your husband you bought a church is an entirely different story. Well, he came in one day, it waited 2 weeks, I didn't tell him, and he came in one day, we were standing in the kitchen, and he says, "What do you think's gonna happen to the church?" And I said, "It's up to you, you own it." I bought it to preserve it. I think it's part of our history, and once it's gone, there's no getting it back. I know there are a lot of buildings that can't be preserved, but the ones that you can, I think we should. Our children appreciate knowing the history of the area, and it's just a good thing to hold on so they can actually see. You know, so many things we end up trying to reconstruct, and when we could have easily saved the real thing. Well, I worked, you know, well before my husband and I married, and I don't think that women were accepted near as well then as they are now. They have fought to get to be managers and having good business type jobs. And I'm so glad to see some of that turn around and come for women, because there's a lot of them have things to contribute. As a woman, I don't think we should take a back seat. I think we should show what our talents are, and I think we'll be accepted when we do that. This part of the house was built, we think, sometime around 1850. I have a will that goes back to 1874, and she talks about the parlor. So I think that it was built before that. Well, there's nothing like seeing the sunsets and sunrises and being out here where you can walk out through the woods and just the freedom of it and the beauty. Our Lord paints beautiful pictures for us.